Yo, what's going on, guys? All right, so today is episode 6, I believe. I think I put 6. I always forget by the time the show comes out. I do the broadcast earlier in the day. But anyways, this is our May 4th special. We don't really have like a plan today, but we are going to definitely talk a little bit about the new Kenobi trailer. So if you haven't seen it, either go look it up or go watch my last video and then come back. It's only like a couple minutes long. But we have a full house tonight. We're going to start introducing everybody, and then we'll go one by one, and we will let them shout themselves out. So here they come. They're about to show up right now. All right. What's going on, everybody? All right. So I don't know if you guys see this screen the same way I see it, so I'll just go ahead and call someone's name, and you can like shout yourself out and let us know where to follow you and everything. So Coda, go ahead, bro.
Hey, it's Jedi Coda. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm starting a YouTube channel. Well, I did already, but you can add me on there too. It's the same name.
Sweet. All right, Dylan.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Jedi's little brother. How y'all doing? I'm just joining for the talks today.
Yo, shout your Twitch out, bro. You stream on there a little bit.
My Twitch. Oh, okay. Y'all can just follow me at Spiky Goat. Spiky Goat on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Go watch his old Fortnite videos.
I'm pretty
on
good.
YouTube. Yeah. Those are funny. All right, let's go, Kenobi.
Don't do that.
Let's go. General KT Kenobi. Follow me on TikTok. Got a bunch of transition videos for you there.
CEO right there. All right, Day. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Explicit. Also go by Starkiller on TikTok. Same thing as my name displays down there. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and I believe my Twitter's the same, you can add me on that too.
All right, go ahead, Nick.
I'm Nick, obviously. You can just follow me on TikTok, NICKOCC123456.
Bro, this dude just hit 2 million views on a video.
Yay! Congrats!
Round of applause.
Thank you.
Snaps.
Because he doesn't know how to do a pull-up.
No, you know what, Dylan? I thought the same thing. I thought that was the whole point of the video, but it was because he was saying he doesn't want to get drafted. That was the whole.
I really did not know that.
Me neither. I thought it was because he didn't know how to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, Ambi, go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Amber, known as Ambitano, both on TikTok and Instagram, and I am super excited to be here. So thank you, Jake, for inviting me on this May the 4th.
Yes. So, like I said, May 4th is the special edition of this podcast. We actually, you guys want to watch the trailer?
Sure.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Mostly everybody in here's seen it, but you know what? We're gonna just watch it. Every see it enough. We will have some people joining in here late. My dad was supposed to be here. He got off late from work, and then Nick from Champions of the Force. You guys might have seen that podcast or that little episode we did. He will be here late as well.
Awesome.
Let me see. Pull up YouTube. Did you guys? Who didn't watch the trailer?
I didn't watch it. I've been at work.
You're the only one.
You put that.
I've been at work all day.
There's no excuse for Kenobi.
Shouldn't even be in here right now.
I know.
Okay.
I think this is it right here. There's an ad, though, of course. You know, not skippable ad, by the way. That's fun.
That's like the best thing ever.
Dude, every reaction video I do, I always like try to remind myself to pay for YouTube Premium, and I always forget. But
you dropped 25 bucks to add another person here.
I had to upgrade for this stream too.
I know.
I didn't even know. It literally says 10. I thought it said 10, but I guess I was wrong. All right, let me change the quality. Boom. All right, I'm gonna share screen. I think I have to do it through window though, so I have to do Chrome tab.
A lot of technology going on back there.
I know.
Yeah, backstage, man. All right.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
All right, we're going to go ahead and play it like this. I was going to do a full screen, but I think this is cooler. So we're going to hit play here. And, yeah. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I can't hear it for some reason, but it's okay.
If they turn it up, it's a little low.
All right. That's all the way up. Is it good?
Stay hidden.
Dude, I can't hear it.
Will not survive.
Leave
this alone. When the time comes, he must be trained. Like you trained his
Oh,
father.
it's coming through my speakers for some reason.
You still want Kenobi.
Technical difficulties.
He's gone.
I can do it.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places.
There we go.
I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't fight Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
Get this off my screen. What is this? I don't care about no Top Gun.
Yes.
Bro,
Yay!
can we just go back for 1 second?
Yeah, a timestamp.
This right here, and then the whole chess piece thing.
Yes.
Bro, I'm freaking out, guys.
Bro, every time I've watched this trailer.
You said what?
I said every time I've watched the trailer, straight goosebumps. When I saw that scene, I was like,
Dude.
Yeah.
If you watch my reaction video to it, like I didn't even notice what this was at first. It took me a second, but then I saw the chess piece and I was like freaking out. It was insane.
Yes.
oh,
Dude,
So
they could not have done something better than dropping another trailer for this
Of
today.
course.
There's no way. What else are they gonna do?
Like I knew we were gonna get something today, like whether it was related to Kenobi or not, but the fact that we got a second trailer and it was this good just made your spine chills all day.
Right.
Yeah, it was insane. Like I thought we were gonna get like a game announcement or something. I didn't think we were getting another Kenobi trailer at all, to be honest.
yeah.
I thought they were gonna skip on it until it came out. What are everybody's predictions? You can go one by one and hear what people have to say. Chris, go ahead.
I don't really have a prediction, really, but I want to know something though. So Luke's uncle said, just like how you trained his father. Was that like a low blow?
Like a low blow, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
That was the biggest elbow you could throw.
That was a
I know.
bird.
I was like,
Sure.
why would you say that? That was so hurtful.
Well, since you bring that up, I think Kenobi's gonna do a little bit of that to Vader though. Like when they're fighting, I think Kenobi's gonna do some shit talking. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah, that's his thing, man.
That's gonna be
I
good.
hope. I don't understand. He's using a blaster. I don't like it. I mean, I know he can't use a
I thought
saber.
that was really cool, to be honest.
It's just so
I mean,
uncivilized.
No
But it
uncivilized.
shows another side of him that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's trying to adapt. He's in
There's gonna be a lot
hiding.
of
He's
that.
probably like the top Jedi to be hunted down right now.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one
And I
else.
think we did say like at one point, like in one of the other episodes, that he was going to try to not use his lightsaber as much to
Right.
attract less attention.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm
Oh,
just,
yeah, like
I just
Kanan.
because of the meme. Because of the meme. He can't use a blaster either. What was up, Chris? What'd you say?
So it's like a Kanan type of vibe where he doesn't really use his lightsaber. He just has
Right.
it for like special occasions.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that's how they've adapted over time. Yeah.
Well, they haven't shown anything in the trailers of it, but I was really hoping we were going to get some more Blacker Satan because I don't know if you guys know, in the comics, that's how he gets his scars. He Jabba sends him to see who was like protecting the moisture farmers or whatever, and he fights Kenobi in the comics, and he winds up like he almost wins the fight until Kenobi pulls out his saber.
Shoot.
And that's how he gets his scar on his eye. So I was really hoping we're going to get some of that. We might still, but I don't think they're going to have time. I really don't think they're going to have time because there's so much going on just from the trailer. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think 6 episodes is even enough, to be honest.
Yeah, they need to like at least give us at least 20. I'd be happy with 20.
I
Right,
know. Or at least a full movie just dedicated to him. Why not?
Well, low
Right.
key, there's more time for a show. That's why I kind of like that they're doing
Oh,
more
I know.
shows now because 6 hours. I mean, the only other movie that's that long is Justice League, and we don't know how that turned
Who
out.
says we couldn't?
Yeah,
do
that was
We could.
Right?
I heard
Uh,
the worst thing was a mustache for Superman.
oh yeah. Did you guys know? Did you guys all know that they had to CGI his mustache out? That's why he looks
Oh my
weird
gosh.
because he was in a different role when they brought him back. Yeah, it's super weird. If you ever rewatch the clips or anything, just look at his lip. It's so
Oh,
weird. Yeah. Anyways, Dylan, what's your predictions? What do you think's gonna go down.
No, I'm just really excited to see how like the Obi-Wan like series just by himself would go, and like how big of a character he's gonna be by himself.
Right.
And I don't know. I just want to see like what it ties into and like who comes in,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Me and Dylan were younger, where that was like our thing. Anakin and Obi-Wan. Every time we played any type of game, those were the characters we played and stuff. So that's Star Wars to me, in my opinion. Like that's my favorite part about Star Wars. So I'm definitely super excited to see the growth and relationship that they have, because they definitely interact. I don't know did you guys see the movie poster that got, or not the movie poster, the new poster that got released too today?
Yeah,
it did.
I'll pull it up too for if anybody didn't see it. But go ahead, Nick. What do you think's gonna happen? I think you're muted, bro.
Yeah, I was.
There you go. Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know if you saw like the concept art where like it was like Darth Vader and Kenobi dueling.
Yeah.
If we don't get that scene, I'm gonna be pretty mad.
Oh, we're going to. It's
No, we're
rumored that-
definitely going.
It's rumored that they fight twice.
Was long.
Yeah,
I'd be satisfied.
yeah.
They
If
just
it was,
better
like,
have some type of fight that's reminiscent of Revenge of the Sith, and I'll be okay.
If they're fighting,
And I want-
They don't.
I want Kenobi.
What if it ends before they start the battle?
Oh, they'll probably do something like that. They'll probably do that, but
Don't tell me that. Oh my god.
That would be so funny.
No,
No, that would not.
no.
just one lightsaber clash.
I
Yeah.
know it's just like
Like,
dun,
cut it
dun,
off right
dun.
before a battle scene.
honestly,
Oh,
so
God.
it would suck because you'd have to wait a week to see it. But I would almost like that, because that means that fight scene could go for like as long as they want it to go. If it starts the episode and they're already fighting, they can make that a 20-minute fight scene, and I would be
Yeah.
totally fine with that.
No one
What?
complains.
That's a good question. What's the longest fight scene in Star Wars? Do we know? Is that like a thing?
It has to be.
It's gotta
the-
be.
the
It's gotta be
Maul-
the sequels.
Yoda
It has,
versus Palpatine.
Ahsoka?
it has to be Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. It has to be.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
decent
either
movie.
that or that or Revenge of the Sith,
yeah.
because they were
But-
I
fighting.
kind of want them to.
Here's the poster. And if you look, can I zoom in? Yeah. So I'm
Oh
like
my
pretty
gosh! I
sure.
didn't even.
I'm pretty sure this is Tatooine
my
that he's
God.
on.
Right.
I really, dude, this is like the best movie poster I think of all time. They do a lot of the floating head ones, and I don't think they're that good. Like they're kind of dumb. This is just insane. Like I like deep dove into this. Like you get your light side, you get a dark side. Vader's on Tatooine for sure here. Like I'm pretty sure that's Tatooine.
Yeah,
And then you
Well,
get
it's
your
the
whole
dual sons.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you get your saber,
yes,
and
they were.
bro, this
And he's like,
just
he's holding
this.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
This is my new lock screen.
You said what?
This is my new lock screen.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. No, it's just
Look
the
at
way
the
that he's
detail.
holding his
Yeah, look at it.
lightsaber is
The detail on that thing is.
What are you doing?
it's so good.
If they just dropped this with no trailer, I would have been happy either way, because
Right.
this is
Yeah.
fantastic.
That would have been nice too.
But all
Would
right.
have been a big
so-
teaser though.
Yeah, exactly. Ambi, go ahead. What's your predictions after this trailer?
Seeing that poster just now, I'm wondering how, because I mean, what if you saw in the originals and stuff, the presence between Luke and Vader were very strong when they were in closed capsules with each other. So
Right.
I'm wondering if Vader traveling to Tatooine has any correlation with him having some force sensitivity towards his son, or is it
Right.
purely to hunt down Obi-Wan? And he finds Obi-Wan through the Force in that respect. But if he has any early detections that his son is located on Tatooine as well.
That's a good question. That it does raise. That's like one thing I am worried about. It raises a lot of questions, like you said, just because of the fact that like if he felt this presence in the Force, obviously he's not going to know what it is. Like he's not going to know it's his
Right.
son, because he doesn't even know until he doesn't know for sure until
Right.
until the original trilogy. But then on top of that, if he can sense Obi-Wan in the Force, how has he not found him already? Like it's been 10
Right.
years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know he's been doing other stuff. Like he's got to get his saber. He's got to get used to the suit and everything. But like, how does he not? In the 20 years from Revenge of the Sith to New Hope, how do they not interact?
Right.
Other than
in
this,
that
you know what I mean?
respect.
Yeah, I'm curious about that
Also-
too. Because it's like he'll
What are
definitely.
you guys laughing about, bro? These kids are clowns.
Sorry, that's my little cousin. I gotta pick on him.
put it in the same respect. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rebels happens after this Obi-Wan series, correct? Okay, so that's in the same respect of how is he not sensed Ahsoka as well?
Right, exactly.
I mean, for her, I mean, Obi-Wan's in complete hiding and wants nothing to do with the rebellion. But we saw in Rebels that, I mean, Ahsoka's literally fulcrum. She's one of the head cells in the rebellion. So the fact that she was able to cover up 15-ish or so years of, going head to head with the Empire, and it wasn't until that battle within the Sith Temple that they finally came in contact with one another. And adding on to that, Ahsoka not knowing that Vader was Anakin until meditating in that temple.
Right. So that's a good point too, because I mean they retcon the books a lot, but in the books, like she literally fights an Inquisitor.
Right.
Like how is Vader not called in? Like especially when she beats an Inquisitor, how is Vader not tied into that at all?
Right.
That's like why it's a little sketchy. Like I hope Disney takes care of it well. I think they will. I think after Boba and the backlash they got for that, I don't think they're gonna mess this up. I don't think they can, to be honest. Dave, what were you gonna say, bro? You were gonna say something?
No, I was saying because especially knowing that Vader's definitely gonna be on Tatooine, it's like because like in the comics, right? I think it was issue 20. It was in 2020. Vader visits Padme's grave. Yeah. So it's like I wonder if he's gonna ever if we're gonna get a scene where Vader visits where his mom passed away at too.
Right.
Like, because he's all he's full dark side now, so it's just like all anger, fear, everything into one now. So it's just like, is he like? I wonder if he's gonna see his brother, like his stepbrother, and just be like,
right.
If anything's gonna click for him there, or if they're gonna have an interaction.
Well, that's the thing. Now that you say it, because he is going to Tatooine at some point. How does he not he's gonna see Uncle Owen 100%, right?
Right.
So how does he not see oh, hey, this family has a new kid? Who is this kid? Where is this kid from? How is he not gonna know? That's a good point. So that stuff scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried.
Well, also thinking about the midichlorian count within both, Luke and Leia, is it stronger? Anakin is the strongest as far as midichlorian counts within his bloodstream. So how has that transpired onto his kids, and how would that create? Yeah, like you said, Uncle Owen. How can he not sense that within the Force already?
Yeah.
For Kenobi, I kind of understand because if they're going, everything's going to end up in the sequels, like we talked about on our podcast.
Right.
Unfortunately, so we know that someone can kind of even in the original trilogy, it doesn't make as much sense in the original trilogy because people cut themselves off from the Force so they can't be found. Like Luke does it in the sequels, and that makes sense because he doesn't use it. He doesn't even think about it. But Yoda, he cut himself off from the Force as well and went into exile. But he uses it right in front of Luke. How does Vader and Palpatine? If we don't even have to talk about Vader because I know Vader lost a lot of his abilities and stuff when he lost to Obi-Wan. What about Palpatine? He is still the strongest of all time. Why can't he sense? This dude literally saw the future and planned that hundreds of years into the future. How can he not sense Kenobi? How can he not sense Yoda? It just doesn't make sense. So hopefully they explain it. I don't know. We'll see. But go ahead, Kenobi. Let's hear what you got, bro.
So my first thing is my first thought is we may get a scene of Vader going back to Naboo. Possibly.
Right.
In the butterfly fields. And then the second thing is kind of on the same topic of sense is in episode 4 not episode 4. In the original trilogy when when Luke was passing by Vader's ship and they kind of both sensed something but not really knowing what it was. And then the same thing during the Clone Wars with Ahsoka with the twin sisters passing by Anakin's ship. Same thing with sense. I feel like something in that certain context is going to happen, because both are so headstrong. Kenobi's so headstrong on hiding and staying away from Vader and protecting Luke, but then also Vader is headstrong and trying to find him because he doesn't know what happened. So I feel like at some point we may get a scene where they may not be close to each other at all, but we're going to get one of those emotional sense scenes.
I hope so. I mean, it would make sense. My thing is like Ambi said about Ahsoka, like how does Obi-Wan not know? Because like in the comics as well, Kenobi finds out in a cantina, like he finds out that Vader is alive. Like he doesn't even know. But like I find it hard to believe after 10 years he still doesn't know. So if they show that, that's gonna create some plot holes for me as well.
Oh yeah.
It like there's a lot of things. It's like I have faith in them, but I also don't because of the past things they've done. But they do Marvel too, so it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in Marvel that they have to like plan out, like all like the cameos and stuff. Like they have to be able to explain it, and they've done a good job there. So I really hope they get some of those people to come back and go back in. Hey, my dad's here. He's a little late, but we're gonna. Yo,
what's up?
What's up, Shark
Hello.
Vader?
I kind of vote with the name.
Yeah. So this is my dad. Everybody, he doesn't do social media, so you can't really follow him anywhere. But he may be doing more podcasts with me here in the future. We got him hooked up with a mic and stuff. So hopefully he won't be late for every single one. So if you guys don't know, I've talked about it a little bit. My dad, he's still a Star Wars fan, but he used to be like one of the biggest Star Wars fans ever. And we have a lot of stuff. I've been doing videos showing off some of the stuff he gave me from like collectible magazines and stuff. I'm gonna keep doing more of that, but a lot of cool stuff there. His like prized Star Wars possession is a Laserdisc set signed by like everybody almost, except like the huge names. Who are you missing on there? You're missing like obviously like the 4 main characters from the original trilogy, but like you got
I got Peter Mayhew, I got Kenny Baker, I got the lady who plays Mon Mothma. Who else? I got Warwick Davis. Who else do I got in there? Oh, I got David Prowse. I got Jeremy Bullock, which now they're both gone, so that's nice to have on there. And I have a couple others. I can't remember who they are. I have to pull it out. It's out. And
I know. I asked you for a picture and you never got one. So
I just want his Donald Duck Stormtrooper.
The statue, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Star Wars weekend thing at Disney, and they only like released like 5,000 of them. What number was yours? Do you remember?
So I got it. It's a Stormtrooper Donald Duck, and it was the 25th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back when we went, and I got number 25 out of I think 500.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys ever been to like a Star Wars weekend? Anybody in here at like Disney? Oh, it's so crazy.
In the future, I would love to.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of stuff we're going to, if you guys didn't know, I will be at Megacon, and Ambi just announced today that she will be there on Sunday.
Yes.
I don't think I'm going to be off, but if I am, I'll definitely show up and come say what's up.
I believe I'll be on there on Sunday.
Megacon Orlando.
Oh,
let's go.
Hi.
It's all good. You don't gotta be embarrassed. Listen, we're all nerds here. What's up?
All right, go. Oh,
what's the day for Megacon?
This month it's the 19th through the 22nd. Dylan, you're only going on a Sunday. Why don't you come Saturday? I won't be there Sunday.
Oh, I have Alyssa's graduation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but going back to OB series, y'all ready for like a very sad cutoff with only 6 episodes?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Yes. Like, let's see how Mando left it. OB is gonna be way worse.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna be sad all the way, like the whole time. To be honest, like there's just gonna be too much. Dad, did you watch the trailer that dropped today or no?
No, there was one today.
Yeah, we just watched it. I'm not gonna watch it again. You can watch it after, but
all right.
Thanks
I already have it up. I have it up. So I'll show you this. They dropped another poster.
Oh, nice.
And you zoom in.
Oh,
we were saying this is he's on Tatooine, so we know Vader goes to Tatooine. That's what we were kind of talking about before you got here. But yeah,
I wonder. Okay, just food for thought. So somebody mentioned back, remind me who it was, of Vader potentially going back to Tatooine to visit his mother's grave. That I'm wondering, what if one episode he's touching on the flower fields in Naboo, the mother's grave in Tatooine. what if he just happens to come across that sense in the Force that Obi-Wan is in Tatooine, and the original intention was to go fill more of his fears, hatred, whatever, and visit those places of grave.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I honestly think we're gonna get mostly like Mad Vader, so I don't even know if he will be going for like stuff like that. He might, which would be cool. But I definitely hope they bring back Natalie Portman for like a clip. Just bring her back once. That's all. We need to see Padme again. Like even if she's like, don't make her a Force ghost. If they do that, I'm turning off. We don't need we don't need people turning into the Force like Leia. Like I get that she was Anakin's daughter, but at the same time, she was never Force sensitive in the original trilogy, and they just kind of threw that in there.
In the sequels, I
know. We won't. This is a good Star Wars day. We're not going to get into the bad stuff.
in the originals, there was actually a moment where she was proven to be Force sensitive. There was a clip. There was a clip where she was talking to, I believe it was Han Solo, but she goes, "I feel him," and that he was referring to. It was the conversation between Han and Leia, I believe, to where he was. They were saying she was revealing to him that he was her brother, and in that sense, she said,
she
like felt
after
him.
they kissed,
she felt him. And that was a little proven so on whatever of her being connected to her brother in that sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I don't know. I just don't like how they.
I know, highlighted it a little bit more.
The whole going into space, like no, that does not happen.
I know.
Anyways, Dad, you have any predictions for Kenobi? What do you think's gonna go down?
I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna. Vader and Kenobi are going to fight. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's already confirmed. There's 2 fights. They fight twice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wouldn't start that. But what I do like so far from the previews is all the like the Naboo Star Cruiser that you see fly in.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they have that feel of those 3 that they came from before he went to the Tatooine.
Right.
Still into the, coming into the show. I think that's going to be cool. I don't know. I'm just super excited for, I'm a huge Ewan McGregor fan. So anything he does,
everybody is.
I mean, like, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So
yeah, he's got to be one of the best to do it in Star Wars. Like, it's crazy that he looks so much like Alec Guinness. It's insane. And they do their research. I don't know if you guys heard, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen both have been watching Star Wars back.
Yes.
And doing their research to get ready for the roles. It's kind of crazy.
The dedication that's going
that's
to
so
this whole series. especially for Hayden, is like a lot of people gave a lot of hate for his acting for the script in the prequel trilogy.
Right.
But the fact that he's going back, binge watching every single movie, all the side TV shows, putting in like that extra character dedication to get everything right.
But it just shows that he really understands that, even like, because Ewan only watched the movies, I believe, and Hayden watched literally everything. He watched like Clone Wars and everything, and it really goes to show that Hayden is like taking that extra step, like you said, to connect those characters, because in a lot of people's eyes, Anakin is Clone Wars. Like that, the Clone Wars Anakin is who people see as Anakin. Like a lot of people who didn't like Hayden. But I honestly don't even understand the hate that he got. You're given this character, like, think about it. I don't know if anybody here has done any acting, but I haven't. But I could only imagine you get this character and the script given to you, and you're supposed to be like super dark and like depressed, but you're also supposed to be funny and like joking a lot. Like it's got to be a hard emotion to convey, and I think he does an amazing job. I never understood. I'm just glad he gets to be in the Vader suit for more than 20 seconds. Because I mean, he does he wears a suit in Revenge of the Sith, but he doesn't do anything. He just kind of sits there, I guess.
He screams no. That's
Yeah,
what he does.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So kind of to touch on what you just said, I was listening to another podcast today at work, and I thought it was so interesting that Ewan said that in Revenge of the Sith, like whether it was on screen or not, he never actually saw Hayden or Vader in person. And while they were filming, it was the first time that he's seen Vader like face to face. So like apparently Vader was behind him at some point. He appears behind him, scared the crap out of Ewan. Like no joke. So I'm excited to see how much darkness and emotion they bring just for that one scene.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Chris, what is your opinion on the whole Inquisitor thing? What do you think about people getting upset about how he looks? Do you agree or do you disagree?
So when I'm doing cosplay, I think everybody here does some type of cosplay, or most of you guys. So there's like, if you want to do a move or something, you know, with your cosplay on, sometimes it falls apart or it's too big to move around, you know? So, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe it's not screen accurate, you know, and they're not using CGI that much for them, but I think it fits, you know, his face for the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I think they look awesome. I can't wait to see their battle skills, their saber spinning, whatever you guys call it.
I'm so nervous. I hope they don't fly around. I really hope they don't fly around.
I know.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Helicopter.
I know, right? But dude, I was thinking about this. So there's this push-up thing, right? You use it and it turns like this.
Yeah.
I was gonna glue like 2 sabers on it, like 2 lightweight sabers, and spin it like that in my hand. Dude, that would be so sick.
Do it. I say do it.
Do it.
Right?
The Inquisitor's sabers, though, they're like fidget spinners.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know if you guys saw. Carly just posted a video yesterday. She just had hers installed with 2 Profi boards for NeoPixels. Awesome. Hers is insane. If you guys haven't seen that video, go watch it. You guys know who Solar Sabers is? He's like an installer. He does all like the custom installs. He custom installed it. Like she showed the internals, and it is insane the work that goes into installing sabers.
Cool.
Anyways, Dylan, what about you? I don't know if you follow too much of the stuff that goes online, but basically people are upset that the Grand Inquisitor looks the way he does because he doesn't look like that in the cartoon. What is your take on that?
I don't know why they would base stuff off a cartoon.
Right.
I would say like make it like I don't really like follow up like much on Star Wars. I just go off like what you do. Like, I just like whatever you tell me on like the day. But no, I would definitely like base it off of real motion capture picture, not a video game.
Right. So basically, the example.
Can you pull up a picture?
Yeah, let me do it. But basically, the reason I say it doesn't matter, like I'll be honest, he did look a little weird. He looked better in this trailer. I think it was just that shot. I think Amber, I think you said something about that in our podcast. It might not have been you, but someone said that just based off of that shot, you can't really say because it's a weird shot.
I saw him.
Looked a lot. It looked a lot.
Yeah, he looked pretty spot on, but I know they have to change it up, you know, for the screen. It's not going to be exact.
Okay, here is the picture of him, what he originally looked like. So,
okay,
this came out. Oh, I don't know what I just hit. This came out in Rebels first, and then this. No, that's not what he looks like. That's like an edit someone did. I think that looks dumb. This is what he looks like in Kenobi. So it is a little different. Like he does look a little weird, but
all right, they don't have the right like.
He's giving me.
They need like a jawline on him.
Yeah,
he's giving me mega mind.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A little bit.
His skull is a little too round. He needs to be more slender.
But this is the example I give people. Like, so here's Dooku in the movies, right? This came first, and this is real life. Like, this is what he really looks like, and then this is him in the Clone Wars. Yeah. No one complained about that.
Yeah,
it's kind of bad.
No one complains about it, and then even like Obi-Wan. Here, we'll do.
They're like
Anakin wasn't that good.
In the Clone Wars,
that's a drawing. That's not actually him. Okay, so look at this. This is perfect. This is closer, but like it's still not the same. Like I don't know. I don't agree with the whole complaining about the looks.
It's not animated.
Maybe it's the eyes.
It's an adaptation for what.
It might be the
right.
Probably the eyes. His eyes aren't glowing. Well, expect how he fights, you know.
That's true. You're not always in Sith mode completely. Yo, what's up? I gotta go back and watch your episode tonight, and I didn't get to catch you guys live. So if you guys don't know, this is Funny Science Fiction Podcast. Check them out. They're super awesome. I've been on there a couple times. I gotta get back on there soon. But yeah, back
Well,
to
it's just like that last guy that was in Boba Fett. What was that guy? I can't say his name right now. The blue face.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
Yeah, Cad Bane. Yeah.
I thought they did.
Oh, they were complaining about that too.
Yeah, I thought they did a decent job on bringing him to the screen.
That's what I was.
Yeah, he was like the closest they could have done. I mean, you can nitpick, but like you can't. I just don't think you can compare it to a cartoon. It's just not fair.
Because
I don't know how you put
it's so hard to compare to a cartoon, because a cartoon you can make the character look like whatever you want, but for real life adaptations you gotta make it manageable for, I think Dylan said, for actual life motion. You gotta make all the correct adaptations, and you can't control how fans react. But
I mean, they could CGI the heck out of them, like they did with the what was it?
What, Luke?
Remember, what movie was that where like the Imperial like Star Captain, whatever his name is, he was animated in the real movie.
You're talking about the deep fake on what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name now.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. I forget.
The guy who died, but he was in Rogue One.
Was it Rogue One?
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
anyways,
whatever.
but they could. It's like what they do with Luke, right? Tarkin. Yeah, he's right. And he said you can bring up the same argument with Saw Gerrera. Exactly. You just can't. I don't know. The only one that makes me mad, and I might be biased because Ahsoka is my favorite, the Montrals thing really bothers me, but not because they did it for looks. It's because it kind of messes with the story. Like, their Montrals get longer and taller with age, and she's like super older than we've seen her, and they're like the shortest they've been. So that kind of bothers me, because it's like that's a big story point in my opinion. But the other ones are just looks, like their facial structure and stuff, so it doesn't bother me that much.
Well, I mean, with Ahsoka's Montrals, they could have just been made longer and been made fine. I had no problem from the transition between her, and another great example is bringing her to life as a live action character now. I think a really pivotal moment is that Star Wars and Disney, they're working around these people's body types, all these things, and fitting the character to their stature, to their things. Because ultimately what matters at the end of the day is them portraying a personality in a good character. The looks come as the actors adapt. If you compare it to, say, like Disney's Disney princesses, right? They base these characters in the parks off of the movie characters, and they have specific standards, heights, weights, or whatever to look like a humanized Disney princess. But something as a step further that Star Wars is doing is taking the actors' body and trying to mold them into the character, because their number one priority is the way that they portray these characters through personalities and their acting skills.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't understand that making shows and movies takes a long time.
Right.
And while they have the technology to deep fake Luke and make him look amazing in Boba, but like if they did that for every character, or if they did CGI on every character, like these shows are going to take forever to come out.
Right.
And then people are still going to nitpick it. So it's like it's like a pick your poison type of thing. So Nikki, what do you think, bro? You agree or do you disagree?
I think that it's like useless arguing over it, because either way, it's the character. And
right.
His head shape's a little off. It's not going to make much difference to the storyline. Like, you're still getting the same story, and you're still getting media that you haven't seen yet.
Right. Like I said,
and
when it doesn't affect the story. I just want to reiterate that, because it affects Ahsoka's story. Go ahead.
Even if you look at Yoda, it's different because, like in Clone Wars, Yoda looks goofy in.
I didn't like Yoda in that series.
He looks. Yeah, I don't know what they did with him, but no one's complaining. It's because you can kind of stylize once you get put into an animation. It's like kind of up to the artist, and that's why I think the Inquisitor, it looks more slender just to fit how the art style works. But
yeah, if anybody here has a good opinion on that, it would be Nikki. He's an artist. He's a pretty decent one too. So go check out his TikToks.
He cannot draw for anything.
Have you
Not at
guys
all.
seen Rebels?
Rebels, yeah, of course.
So, Grand Inquisitor eyes. I just watched the episode recently. I was going back and watching it over. Does his eyes turn redder when they get up close? Like for those scenes, like I've seen it
Whose?
multiple times.
Vader's?
No, Grand Inquisitor. His eyes
Oh,
are
I'm not
yellow,
sure.
like from far back, but when you get up close, it turns like there's like a red sun in the middle.
Well, I mean, it would make
Go back and
sense
see.
when you watch like Anakin,
Like the
his
Sith
eyes
eyes.
don't turn to the Sith eyes until after the Mustafar stuff when he kills the Separatists.
Right.
But then when you see him next, they're back to normal. So the Sith eyes thing is really just like their passion and their hatred coming through in a visual way, and that's why I said like, I could be wrong, but in Rebels, I'm pretty sure the Grand Inquisitor's eyes are always yellow. But if they don't stick with that, it would make sense in my opinion because like I said, it's in the moment type of thing. I don't think it's gonna be a constant like unless he's just really that hateful and stuff. Like maybe that's how they're gonna explain it. Maybe something happens here where he loses to Kenobi, so now when he's going against Ezra and the crew, he's like so mad he doesn't want to lose again, so he's just constant. Maybe they could explain it.
Right.
But
I would also kind of like to see like a little nod to in Rebels again to Kanan, because I think he's such a cool character and he didn't get enough like. I don't know.
He is cool.
I just feel like
Yeah.
like especially after he goes blind, like I don't know.
his
He
Daredevil.
just becomes so connected to the Force.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And
There's a theory. Huh?
like they said, we're all still gonna watch it no matter what we complain about. So
yeah.
then we got Jacob in here. What's up, bro?
What's up, Jake?
Anyways,
There's
what are you
a
gonna say, Chris?
theory- Oh yeah. There's a theory Grand Inquisitor carried Grogu out of the place.
No,
Like, out of
that'd be
the-
dumb.
I was
What's the
like-
point? What's the
What?
point of him being an Inquisitor then? He doesn't
Because he
know
was
about
a
him. Like what?
sentinel at first. I mean,
Right.
right?
Temple guard.
So,
Temple guard.
He was a temple guard, yeah.
Temple guard, yeah. And then, what if he
True.
just carried Grogu out?
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but then like, why is he on that side? Like, why is he now evil? I don't know.
Well,
'Cause,
isn't he became an
got
inquisitor?
mad. Yeah, he got mad
But why,
that
Yeah.
they falsely accused Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, he got mad at that.
He got mad at that too, apparently.
Well,
And I
no,
was like-
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like, if he saved Grogu, why does he become an Inquisitor? at
Right.
all? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he literally did the exact opposite of what Inquisitors are for.
Because
Like,
I mean, for all the Inquisitors, it's said that for all those who did become an Inquisitor, whether if they were a Jedi first, they were held at not gunpoint but saber point, saying, "Hey, become an Inquisitor, or I'm going to kill you right now." And then all the other vast number of Inquisitors, they were just recruited because they were Force sensitive, but
right.
formulated by the dark side.
Right.
It's a good theory. I just don't know if it's feasible for the content that we've gotten.
Your
already.
cat's about to open the. Oh, your cat
Hey,
just
oh, the
opened
cat
the
just
door.
opened the door. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he can open the door. Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, it's not.
It's funny. It may not be awesome, but it's funny.
That
But
was
I will
cute.
say, if you guys watch my original reaction to the first Kenobi trailer, there's that shot where the two pods are flying through space, and I'm sad to say, but I was wrong. I thought that was going to be the new Inquisitor and the Jedi that like links up with Kenobi, but it's not. It's just the Inquisitors. They show that whole scene from the Inquisitor's base. Those pods shoot out into space. Unfortunately, I was wrong. But
I wanted it.
It's okay.
Cow.
Well, real
That
quick,
would've been
going
so
back
good.
to comparing things, Jake, what do you think about Rosario Dawson's portrayal of Ahsoka?
So I don't mind it. I don't think she looks enough like the character, but like we said, that doesn't matter. Like, I do think there's better options, like maybe not acting wise, but look wise, like just based off of cosplays, like people who do the cosplays. I saw a girl at Collective Con, like literally, I if you showed me her next to a picture of regular Ahsoka, like you almost wouldn't even be able to tell. But my biggest thing for Ahsoka is the voice. And I know you can't always like have the voice, but like Ashley Eckstein, that is Ahsoka to me. Like her voice is Ahsoka, especially if you listen to her audiobook. She reads the book. So it's literally like Ahsoka is telling you a story. It is the best. It's the best thing ever. I love that book. But I don't mind it. I don't think she does a bad job. She portrays that like stoic, like feel your Ahsoka's supposed to have. Ahsoka's not really supposed to be like bubbly anymore like she used to be. So
it kind of relates to the Inquisitor because he didn't translate well onto screen, and I don't think she particularly translated as well onto the screen. She's noticeable as the character, but I think it could have done a better job at it. But I'm not agree about it. I'm just saying, in comparison, why aren't everybody complaining about the other characters?
Right.
The Inquisitor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To just touch on that, I think it's also because certain characters have a higher ranking than others. So Ahsoka being such a loved character, of course, we're going to just kind of accept whatever they have because they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, Ahsoka. But something like Cad Bane or Grand Inquisitor, they are reputable characters, but they're not as loved or deep into as far as character development and those types of things. True. So we have more of a tendency to nitpick on them.
I do want to pull this comment up real quick. He says, I'm hyped to see live action duel with Maul and Obi-Wan. That is not going to happen. That has been deconfirmed, by the way. Just want to put that out there.
And that would have been kind of ruined the whole point of Rebels with that final. Yeah.
I don't know. I just really, really hope they only focus. Like that's another thing that makes me nervous is I hope they don't focus too much on this new Jedi and the Inquisitors. Like I get that they're going to be like the main thing hunting Kenobi the whole time, but I really, really, really want it to focus on Kenobi and on Vader, like on their stories. I want to know what Vader's doing. I don't want him to just show up like he does in like Fallen Order, like he just shows up at the end, right?
Right.
I don't want him to just show up and fight Kenobi and that's it, and have like a little dialogue. Like I want to see, like maybe an episode or two that we don't. Dude, they've already done this with Boba. They don't show him for 2 episodes. Give me 2 episodes of just Vader. I wouldn't even be mad about that. Like, at least we're getting Vader. Like I know we got Mando and Luke, but like I don't know. It's
Vader's getting a spin-off from what I heard.
He may. That has
Vader's
been a rumor.
Getting a spin-off show after Obi-Wan.
Which is crazy to me because the first 6 movies are all about Vader anyway.
Right.
Everything in Star Wars is literally just Vader.
No, I get it though. I get it. It's just there's a lot of
he's
stuff
the chosen one.
Yeah, exactly.
he's kind of the big deal.
There's a lot of stuff he does in the movies.
Aren't they going to tell us who his father was? Anakin's father was?
He doesn't have a father.
From what I don't know if I heard it or read it. I think they're going to explain his father.
Well, they might explain it. The whole thing is that like Palpatine used the Force to.
Yeah, I don't know if Disney's going that route though. Disney may have changed that up.
It's true. It's true. They could. Disney.
I heard a contract when they were passing it over to Disney. They said do not tell who Anakin's father is, or don't make it up. Keep it a mystery.
I know. Yeah, a lot of there was some stuff like the stuff that was in the movies. Like Disney can't touch the prequels or the original trilogy. Like they can't change anything of that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Dave, what do you think, man? What is going to happen in the fights? So it's confirmed that they fight twice, right?
Right.
How do you think it's gonna go? The first fight, who's winning? Second fight, who's winning?
So I feel like on the first fight, Obi-Wan's probably going to go in confident, but didn't realize how quickly the tide is going to change because of, all of Vader's new mechanical parts. And then plus him using the dark side of the Force constantly to give him extra power in his attacks.
Right.
Like, he's going to try to block like he regularly does when he fought Anakin the first time. And he's going to be really shocked by the power that he has just from basic swings. Because, Vader hits heavy-handed. We see it in all video games. We've seen it in the shows. So it's like, I feel like he's going to get caught off guard by his strength in the beginning in the first fight. And then I feel like the second fight, I feel like there's going to be a lot of uses of the Force in that.
Right.
Like, I know what happened the last time we fought. So he's probably going to try to be more light on his feet, and I feel like he's gonna abuse his dark side abilities on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I don't really have a prediction for the second fight just because of the way the first fight's gonna end, in my opinion, like in my view. So what I think is gonna happen in the first fight is I think that they're like Vader's gonna be kicking Kenobi's ass. Like I think he's gonna be like super close to killing Kenobi, right? Something's gonna happen and Kenobi's gonna escape because that's the only really. How else are they gonna fight 2 ways, 2 times? You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna be like that both times. Something's gonna happen and they're all gonna they're gonna split up mid fight because there's gonna be another fight happening.
Right. Like I think like the best example I could use is say like if there was a huge dragon or something, right? In a fight scene and the dragon pops up and they like turn their focus to that and Kenobi's something like that's gonna happen and Kenobi's gonna be able to escape. And I think that's why he might go to that new planet. I think they're gonna fight on Tatooine. Kenobi's somehow gonna escape after like almost biting the bullet, and then they're gonna fight again when they find him. Dad, I see you shaking your head. What are you shaking your head for?
Kenobi's gonna whoop his ass both times.
You think so?
No doubt about it.
I wanted to, so evidence-wise, in Rebels, when we see Vader and Ahsoka finally go up against each other, Ahsoka was barely saved by Ezra just through the time between times. So the fact that somebody who was trained by Anakin couldn't even defeat Vader is just, and is now the embodiment of the light side of the Force through that, arc in Clone Wars. That to me, I think the first fight, as you were saying, Obi-Wan might barely survive because Ahsoka could also barely survive and had to be saved from some magical way of the time between times or whatever that weird world was.
Right.
But
I got that side because I think
I'm going to base it off of.
Yeah, Obi-Wan done.
Because I feel like Obi-Wan is just going to use his fundamentals.
So the only reason I have an issue with that is because like if Obi-Wan wins each fight, like how does the story progress? Like if he wins the fight, why is Vader not dead? Vader's not gonna run.
Vader's gonna escape. Yes, he is.
No, there's no way.
I don't think so. I'm with Jake. I think there would be no character development if Obi-Wan wins both.
I think Vader would have to win the first fight for sure, and then Obi-Wan will probably
come back.
It's gonna do the escape, and then like Obi-Wan.
I see where you're all coming from, but
story-wise, like they have to, like they can't have Vader. I mean, Obi-Wan win both fights.
That's what I'm saying. Just based off that, you're saying Vader's gonna escape, dude. If they do that, I'm gonna be upset. Like Vader does not. You got to think. It's confirmed that this is gonna be the darkest Vader we've seen, the most powerful Vader we've seen. He is gonna be so in like his main 2 points of living. Number 1 is bringing Padme back to life. Number 2 is getting revenge on Kenobi. So like. There's no way, no matter what happens, Vader could lose all his limbs again, and he's gonna crawl at Kenobi like a crawler in Zombies. Yeah, if they both die, that's not gonna.
The ending of Star Wars.
They just retcon everything.
I did have one thing to point.
Go ahead.
So I remember when I was playing through Jedi Fallen Order, how what's it called? I forgot her name, but she was explaining like how what happened with Trilla, like how she became, an Inquisitor. I remember in the cutscene, I think she was explaining about like how they go through getting put through a lot of pain and torture until they put to the point to where they really have to surrender.
Right.
And then, also, in the comics, Vader trains all of them to like ruthlessly trains them. Like it's kind of sad. Like they basically get bullied into, doing his will and Palpatine's will. Cause in the comics, a lot of the stuff I see is Palpatine. He basically tries his best to try to keep Vader, like even knowing like later on Vader finds out that Palpatine lied about this and that, like he still finds his way to keep Vader loyal, like his loyalty to him to like to do his will. And I think I saw something yesterday. Palpatine. It was after Vader saw Padme's grave, so he was grieving, and Palpatine sensed he was weak, and he knew why. So what he did was he shocked him, and then he choked him, gave Vader a taste of his own medicine. Then he also cut his limbs off and left him on Mustafar in the same spot Obi-Wan did. And then they explained how like that was probably Vader's last straw to like abiding by, Palpatine's side and then helping his son Luke later on.
Right. Yeah. Palpatine always just knows the correct way to manipulate people. He is like the master of it. Every time Vader has even like the slightest thought of anything, it's like nipped in the butt. Like there's no way.
It said
Throw
that.
back to. You go.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
You got it. Go.
It said that his suit causes some pain through
Well,
Palpatine.
keep talking. I'm gonna pull up the trailer one more time. There's something I want to touch on in there. Nick, say what you're gonna say, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's throw back to Fallen Order. You think we're gonna get a live Cal Kestis or no?
No,
Anytime soon.
not in Kenobi.
No, not Kenobi.
Maybe after the second game comes out.
Yeah, because it's basically live action, anyways. Because the actor is like the model
same
for the
guy.
character. But I don't know. I think it would be cool to get like a live.
We definitely will eventually. I just don't think it's gonna be either in this or Andor. I think it's gonna be after the second game, because if they do anything with Cal, it's gonna kind of mess with the game series, and I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And
I think the game was like fun, but it got boring. Like I don't know.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I streamed it like 3 or 4 times, and it's fun. But dude, honestly, the game is a little repetitive for me. I don't really like the battle system. The story is amazing, but
Are you excited for the open world Star Wars games coming out?
yeah, they've barely said anything about them. Bro, did you guys know they dropped that trailer for Eclipse, and that game's not supposed to come out till 2025?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
2020.
I'm gonna be dead. Our kids are gonna be playing it.
At that point, I'm gonna forget about the game even coming out. I'm like, oh, this game just dropped. Like, what game? Like,
whoa, what was going on there? Seizure warning. So like Amber just said, his suit is really painful.
Yeah.
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 This is just the chest piece.
Right.
Like, apparently there's like thousands of needles in the helmet that connects to his nervous system and stuff like that. Like, those are some.
Oh my gosh. That's like right on his chest too.
Look at that. Huge spikes. And you got to think, like, he probably doesn't feel anything externally anymore. Like, those nerves are gone. But, like, internally, like, he can still feel that stuff. And especially with, this is Star Wars. There's a lot of technology that we don't even really know about. Like, they could basically get away with anything. But it's said that Palpatine purposely gave him the worst suit he could find just to keep him all messed up.
In check.
In check.
You good, Nick? What happened?
What just happened?
Oh, he's lagging.
Oh.
He lives in New York. The connection there is horrible.
That's another thing too that I forgot to mention. Like Vader knowing that his suit could have been upgraded.
Oh no!
He's sideways at. The fact that he upgraded his suit because he knew that it was going to give him more power the more that he endured the pain,
right,
and stuff like that. Like even in the comics, like it showed like he would even like not even go like under any like pain numbing agents. Like he would just get repaired up,
right?
While pain, and Palpatine knew what Vader was doing. Like he knew he was going to get stronger and stronger by doing that, and that was his goal for Vader to be the strongest. But Palpatine still had to have his way of having the upper leg.
Right.
You also have to think, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw Vader at some point, or there is things out there that he was put into a Bacta tank and healed and all those types of things. So you have to think, what if Palpatine continues his schedule of putting him in the Bacta tank and then putting the suit on, and that is just more reminiscent of pain, fresh layer every time.
Right, that's true. Yeah, it basically never lets him heal because we know Bacta can basically heal anything.
Right, we saw in Boba.
I mean, if Boba can survive being in stomach acid for however long he was, I think that's worse than being burnt because that's
right.
I don't think it was that long. Didn't they? It was only like a day or two he was in there.
But I mean, Anakin was only burnt for like a couple seconds. He wasn't on fire for that long.
It wasn't.
But he had all that armor on.
What armor? Who had armor?
He had
that don't matter.
So that's gonna protect him from the stomach acids.
I mean, no way.
Yeah, I think
got all up in there.
Armor, it's like half cloth.
I mean, he fell down. Nothing was wrong with it.
Cloth. It's not just straight up like
No, he didn't have full.
It's not Iron Man.
He is not Iron Man. Speaking of Iron Man,
superior.
Kenobi, you wanna?
That's my guy. I
let's see it.
I will be posting a special video on it soon, but this is the saber that he
I don't
made.
know.
Wait,
I don't know if you guys
is he wearing a Han Solo costume?
He is.
That's
Yes,
bad.
sir.
That's badass.
I
I'm
think
the
if
only
you
Han
can
Solo
survive
mod
getting
with
beat
no Crocs.
Well, my name was gonna be Han Swolo.
I like
Han
that.
It worked out.
This is the saber.
Oh, that's sick.
How
Oh, that's awesome.
lovely.
So
Sorry, it's the camera.
yeah.
So weathering and everything, and powered by the mini arc reactor on the bottom.
Oh,
Oh,
I gotta give a shout out to, I think it was Nick, not this Nick that was in here. Oh, he's back. It was Nick or Greg that said you should do the bottom blue.
It's rough out
And
there.
I thought it was like the best idea ever.
absolutely love it. I sent a picture of it to my friend Bottoms Up, and she does a whole Marvel TikTok, so I sent her the thing and the inspiration behind it. She just sent me the crying emoji saying, "I am jealous. I hate you."
Yeah, I had a list of like everybody who ordered, and I was designing the sabers as I was going, and then like picking who it was going to go to.
Mhm.
That one wasn't actually going to go to you. There was another one it was kind of like another one that was kind of like a basic, like a clean paint job, like the one you already have. And I was like,
Okay.
you know what? I'm going to give you this crazy one just because I've already given you one that's like movie accurate, I guess you could say. But yeah, it came out.
No,
pretty good.
honestly, I love this one, and like I love that none of my sabers look the same either.
Exactly, that's why. Yeah.
And so the first one that you painted for me, I did end up taking off the wrap because my cat kind of snagged the bottom of it.
It didn't mess up the paint, did it?
No.
Okay,
He didn't mess up the paint at all. So I took it off, and I'm like, okay, this is probably like the cleanest brown paint I've ever seen. So honestly, I love both 100%.
Appreciate that. Amber has one too. Hers, I'm so happy that it matches her new helmet. It's so sick. All right.
I know. I gotta see a close up of this saber.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hers actually has brown as well, and something happened with her brown when I did the clear coat. It kind of like messed up the brown, but it scrunched it up, so it gave it like texture, and I think it came out kind of cool. I was gonna redo it, but I was like, it came out kind of cool either way.
Can you get the Iron Man sound in there with his hand?
Not on these sabers. If he switches the internals,
oh, that's nice.
It's cool. It's a very cool
that's
rough
beautiful.
shape. I
Oh,
love
you got thumb screws in there now? That's sick.
I do.
Ooh, I like that.
And something that I'm planning on doing, I think I've mentioned it before, this is a project coming up. I'm going to put Ahsoka's fulcrum symbol either here or here or something, and just a little addition to that, because I mean, it matches, I'm getting this, matches beautifully with just the whole, it's just cool. It's amazing. So I appreciate this.
Of
This
course.
is incredible. Beautiful.
Yeah, Amber helped me out a lot with getting me a little exposure for that. She was like the first person that really like hopped on board with the whole thing. So credits to her.
No, credits to you. Credits to you for joining the live and being bold and asking.
Yeah, of course. But I don't want to go. Is everybody good to go for a little bit longer? If not, you guys can hop off whenever.
No, I think we're good to go.
Okay. I always tell people an hour, and they always go for longer. So it is what it is. We'll end it shortly. But anything you guys want to talk about? Any questions? Even if it's not Star Wars related, like TikTok or anything.
I wanted to touch on, did you guys see Ashley Eckstein's announcement of her exclusive Legend Sabers that she released for May the 4th?
No.
You're talking about the ones that come in that box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So on her Instagram, she has 6,000 made. It's a special box with her logo of, I think it's Fulcrum. But regardless, you open the box and it plays the Ahsoka theme, and it's just it's beauty, it's grace. It has the owl symbol in the middle of I forget what the owl's name is. It starts with an M, regardless. But no, it's a gorgeous saber, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, let me pull the picture of it. It looks sick.
Please do.
They're Disney sabers though, right?
Yes, they are.
That's so unfortunate.
They are. And the thing, well, it was actually released on Shop Disney, and it was only exclusive to Shop Disney.
Right.
And you could not buy it in the parks. So
you're excited to meet her, I can tell. I met her. Me and Dylan met her at a Orlando Magic game a couple months ago. Ooh. She was there. It was sick. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting place to meet her. That's pretty
Well, it was
cool.
like it was their Star Wars night, and they had like a little meet and greet, and my mom got me tickets. Was it
Oh,
for
look at
Christmas or my
you.
birthday
Your
or something?
birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see, Ahsoka.
Off the
Here's
Star Wars
this.
topic, did we watch the Thor
Kind
trailer?
of
or
hard
no?
to see.
Oh, the Thor
but
Yeah, the
it's
Thor trailer looked
cool.
really good.
That looks crazy.
It looks so good.
The bombs
Yeah,
are
really
some
cool.
Padme coming back.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen
Or you could.
of what Vader would look like if he got his hair back from going in the back to tank?
No.
An image of that. I was on Instagram and I was looking at the hashtag for Darth Vader. I saw it. It almost made me cry because I was like, bro, like it still had his face like damaged from like when he got burned, but it was just like, wow, it was just like so sad because see the history of everything he went through. Him having his hair back kind of crushed me. I was like, bro,
this is what
You know what? I think Vader's going back to Tatooine to go see all the sand people that he killed. It's kind of
they're still gonna be there.
Yep.
There's the box she was talking about, guys.
So
Super sick.
Nice.
I love that. I love that so much.
They need to do more stuff like this because that's
They do. They do.
So like when I saw this, like one detail that I absolutely loved about it was the Arabic writing on the front, and I noticed that same thing on the wanted poster in the new Kenobi trailer. It said wanted, but anyone who isn't like a huge Star Wars fan won't really know what that says.
Right.
But anyone here, I'm pretty sure most of us can read Arabic.
I can actually. I need to get going on that.
Study up.
So it's weird. I don't know if you guys have seen the 100, but people who know my daughter know that I named my daughter Octavia after the 100. So I'm a huge 100 fan. For weeks I tried to learn Trigeta slang, their like grounder language, and it's difficult. It's hard. It's really hard. It's not a written language; it's only a spoken language, so it's like really hard to learn.
Oh, okay.
One day, I think that'd be sick.
Were you trying to copy the phrases like from each episode, or how were you trying to do that?
No, so it's actually like there's people who have done like episodes, like YouTube videos and stuff of like teaching. It's like actual language because the guy who made the language also made. I don't know if we have Game of Thrones fans in here, but he also made Dothraki. It's the same guy.
Oh,
so he's done both.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my dad, he actually speaks Sandman. The Sand people. Go ahead, Dad.
No.
He speaks T-Rex, yeah.
T-Rex.
Okay, I have two questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, would you guys like to see like Vader's inner thoughts inside of his chamber?
So I think we're actually gonna get flashbacks and stuff. That's what I'm predicting. I think when he's in his chamber, like meditating, or when he's in the back to tank, I think we're gonna get a lot of Vader stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Like I wanted to see it first person, like when he sits down, like what does he see, you know?
Right, like more from
thinks about, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Definitely.
He thinks about killing Obi-Wan.
And bringing Padme back to life. That's about it.
Now, do you think he's more obsessed about killing Obi-Wan than Maul?
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think?
100%.
Okay.
I know Maul. I know it's like Maul's main thing, but this is
Yeah.
Vader we're talking about. Vader's like,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
when Vader has his mind set to something. I mean, look at what happened in the prequels. Like he wanted to save Padme, and look what he did for that. So
Right.
Like, I feel like while like Vader, like he hates Kenobi, he wants to just straight up kill Kenobi if he can find him. I feel like for Maul, he wants a redo. Like he wants a redo fight, proper duel, and then like if he can win, he can win. But I feel like that's like the two different sides. Vader just solely wants the anger and the killing, and Maul wanted a redo because Kenobi took everything from him. I think
he just wants to prove that he's better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that backfired.
Yeah, big time. I don't know. I forget what episode we talked about this on, but if you guys go online, there's a like breakdown video of that fight. The way Kenobi fights Maul in that is beautifully written. Props to them for doing all that. They basically make Obi-Wan stand in three different stances. So his stance, Qui-Gon's stance, and then hit Alec Guinness's stance. And he goes through all three stances, and it throws Maul off. And Maul tries to use the same move he used on Qui-Gon, and that's basically why he loses the fight.
Oh man.
Yeah. Maul sadly got folded.
Folded. Yeah.
All literally dropped. I was just like, that's it.
If you guys go on YouTube and look up, there's I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. There's a channel that does like content creators react to certain like moments, and they basically like make a compilation of everybody reacting to that moment. And people were so mad, like a bunch of them were so mad right away because they're like, "That's it, that's the whole fight." And when I saw that fight, I was like, "No," because like I noticed it. I didn't notice the stance thing at first, but I noticed that Maul used the same move and Kenobi countered it, and I like was like so happy because it was so cool.
Well,
but people were mad about it.
You're talking about the fight with Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul, right?
Well, no, we're talking about in Rebels when Maul when he kills Maul, but Maul uses the same move he uses on Qui-Gon, where he tries to hit him in the chin with the hilt, and he cuts it in half.
It's like, where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
But I do have an interesting question to bring up about that one scene. So I was talking to my coworker last week, and we were talking about that exact scene, and he was asking me if once Obi-Wan finally struck that final blow to Maul, if he just cut his saber in half and not actually struck his chest, or if he did strike his chest. And if he didn't strike his chest, did Maul fall and finally accept that he could not defeat him? I will accept this. I will pass on finally. Like what
I would want to go with that. I think that makes more sense because they don't make it entirely obvious that he hits him with the saber. Right. But I really like the storyline. Like that is a perfect wrap up. It's not a redemption, but it's almost about the same thing for Maul. Like I think it wraps up his story perfectly. Like you got to think this guy would have been dead after Phantom Menace if it wasn't for his hatred for Kenobi. But I think that is like a perfect way to wrap it up of him finally saying, is he the chosen one? He can avenge us. And then he just accepts it and he's done. Like it makes Maul seem better because I know like Maul, people don't give him enough credit. I don't think people like when you see those like versus videos, like Maul versus this person, I think Maul's taken a lot more people than people give him credit for. Because like
they don't give him credit because he didn't have enough screen time.
Yeah, that's it.
He didn't have enough character development.
Yeah, I mean through the Clone Wars he does, but just based
not
on
everybody's seen that.
Yeah, it's true. They
That's
should.
why you have
They're
to
real
watch
stars.
all the animations before the Kenobi series. That's why you have to.
Thoughts on Star Wars Resistance? Did you guys watch that?
The what?
Star Wars Resistance, the cartoon.
Dude,
Is that the other cartoon for Disney Plus?
Yeah,
Is that the new one that's like childish? It's like
it's like
it's got the really light color. No, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I watched like 3 episodes and I couldn't do it.
You thought Rebels was childish when it first released.
Yeah,
I'll watch it for you, Aiden.
I'll watch it for you.
We probably should watch it just because it's Star Wars content, but it's like it's not about main characters at all that I know of. Like I know they show up. I think Rey shows up, but it's like about a pilot. I don't even remember. It's been so long.
Save that for Octavia.
Yeah.
How'd you like Bad Batch?
I love that.
I liked it.
I mean, it was.
It's hard to follow
like
up Clone
figure
Wars
on it. Yes, that. I think it put a lot of different perspectives on how now there's a female clone copy of Jango. I think we always thought the clones were all male, but we have at least one that's female. So I'm excited to see. And she's what?
She's older.
Right. So I'm excited to see where Omega goes as far as her, if she's, because the way that I'm looking at it, it's kind of, I mean, she's not a Jedi, like Ahsoka was. I know at the beginning of Clone Wars, everyone's like, Ahsoka's kind of annoying, she's this child that, whatever. And now she's like one of the most loved characters ever. I'm wondering if Omega is going to have a similar thing where right now she's a little bit tedious, but as she goes, see where she goes with. I mean, her story to me is kind of uncertain. Yes, she's with the Bad Batch, but I mean, they're only going to live for so long. She's, already much older. Those types of things.
Right. Well, I thought Boba would have been the perfect time to bring her back. Like Boba's on his redemption arc. Like he's becoming a better person, and like if they would have just brought her back then, it would have just made sense. Because like, yeah, they couldn't have played with her. They're not going to kill her off in the next Bad Batch. Like there's no way. Like they built her up to be the main character. So I think they should have brought him back. Kyle, I already hit you up, bro. Jacob is the one you're getting the saber for. You gotta message me. And then Aiden answered, my thoughts exactly. It was good. It was not good at all. It was just some kid, and you see Poe a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for Resistance. Oh.
Best
Moon
part
Knight.
is Poe and BB-8. And then Bad Batch is my shit. And then Bad Batch is good but confusing.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
In some degree.
Okay.
It's just
I liked it, but I think they try to do too much. I don't think
Right.
they should mess with Clone Wars too much anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect the way it is. I don't think they should really mess with it.
Also, I'm glad like they went off like with their own thing. Like this one group of the defective clones. Like yeah, they met up with Rex, but I feel like they were doing their best to have them have their own side story, and then we see what happened. We're gonna see what happens in season 2. But I really like what they did with the Bad Batch and how they did like that character progression. Especially like what they did with Crosshair. Like I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that was the best part of it. Crosshair is my favorite.
And we saw Kanan too. In that.
Yeah.
right, yeah, Caleb Doom, right.
Yeah.
I also like go ahead.
No, please go.
No, I was just going to quickly say that I really like what we saw with Camino and how that was a whole downfall in itself. And I'm very interested because I know there was one Kaminoan that was very resistant to what was going on with Order 66. If that has any translation to a future thing where they maybe try to build another clone army, those types of things, just the one Kaminoan being really like what's going on, and then the whole fall of Camino itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time someone says that, I can only hear Omega saying it in her Australian accent, and it's so
Amiga.
funny. Yeah.
I'm Amiga.
What are you gonna say, Dan?
No, I was saying, speaking of Camino, I know a lot of people after the Bad Batch ended, like their first season ended, a lot of people were like saying that could have been Disney's chance to make Starkiller canon again with the whole cloning facility and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, that's true. They could have done that. But I was like, they would have to basically have to look back at the game and find like a spot somewhere to like put that in.
So the game's not canon. So what I think, if they do bring Starkiller back, which we should talk about this because it does matter. I love Starkiller. I love those games. So I really think they should bring the character back. Honestly, I think they're scared to do it because when they bring him back, they're gonna have to make him not as good, like just not as good. Even if he's the strongest character in Star Wars canon, they have to tone him back. Like he is so overpowered, and that's there's a interview with George Lucas. Like they literally make his character so overpowered in the game just so it's fun. So that is not gonna dude. He will not translate good to Star Wars canon, because he's a good guy in the games. You know what I mean? If he was really around in canon, bro, the original trilogy and the sequels would not have happened because he's winning his fights. Vader's not beating him. I don't care what anybody says. No one is beating Starkiller. He is just that overpowered. So I think they're a little scared to bring him into canon because they're going to have to tone him back, and they're scared of that backlash people are going to give them for it, which is good that they're thinking about that. But I definitely think they should bring him back because
in the game, where was he created? Because I had it for the 360, and then my game broke, and then I just never replaced it. But where was he created exactly?
I think
in the second game he was made in the base in Camino, the whole cloning facility. The first game, he was found with his parents. Vader killed his parents, and then in the cutscene, because his original name is Galen Merrick. He uses the Force and pulls Vader's saber right out of his hand, and then Vader's like, "What? A kid just did that?" And he took him under his wing because they were going to try to blast him because he was with a group of stormtroopers, and I think there was an Imperial officer with him too in the cutscene. He killed both of them, and then he took Galen by himself.
Yeah. So Starkiller basically was the original Inquisitor. That's what he was supposed to be.
Oh.
And then he turns on Vader because he meets Juno is her name, right?
Yeah. A lot of people call Starkiller the first son, or out of the Inquisitors,
right?
Because Trilla's similar to his too. If you ever, I don't know if anybody noticed that her helmet's a little bit
a little bit. I see what you mean. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. But yeah, I don't know. I think they should bring him back, man. I don't care if he's a little bit less OP. Like the games are good on their own, but like he's just an interesting character. We get more Sam Witwer if he comes back, so that's always a plus. Like that dude is.
But like it'd be easy for them to nerf him though, because like he's outrageously strong with the Force,
right?
But like they could nerf him where it comes to like his dueling abilities, because in the game, you know, like when you're fighting and stuff, like you have to hit the button commands to time like these cool sequences that he does. But in a lot of the fights, he does struggle somewhat with the characters that he fights,
right?
Because like as you're progressing in the first one, you're fighting another Jedi Master that's stronger and stronger each time,
right?
So it's like he's learning as he fights. I would say he's a fast learner, but he's not the best of the best at dueling, I would say, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like he still learns. So like when he was fighting Vader, he still struggled somewhat.
Right.
But in the second one, it was like, because he was a clone, he had two sabers. Vader most of the time is one on like one saber. Like
right.
Especially like when he fought Ahsoka, like he handled that very quickly. I feel like it's because he trained Ahsoka, so he basically knows all her moves.
Right.
So I feel like that's why Ahsoka struggled with.
Oh, of course. I don't know. I think Vader, like obviously plot armor, but Vader is just still one of the best duelists you're ever going to get. The only person I think would even come close. Obviously, Luke does in the movies, but if Palpatine was in his prime with his saber, probably, and then there's not very many other people who can compete with Vader, in my opinion. I think, dude, they should honestly bring Starkiller back and just make him. Do we even know who the first Inquisitor was, other than Grand Inquisitor?
No, I don't.
I think they should stick with that story. They should just make him the first Inquisitor.
Yeah,
that didn't work out. That'd be cool.
I know in the what was it? I think the DLC for the first game was when after you die and whatever, Palpatine brought him back with all the claws and the whole armor.
Right.
He was like, you could actually be of good use, replace Vader and stuff like that. So basically, like in the DLC, he became basically the first Inquisitor.
Right.
Yeah. But then the second game, I haven't played the DLCs yet for the second game. I need to this weekend though. I probably should dive into that.
Yeah, I want to play those back again.
I know in the Switch version for the Force Unleashed, the first one, I know you fight his dad. I know you duel his dad at some point. I didn't know that. I saw that on TikTok yesterday. I was like, what? I was like, what is this scene from? And everybody's like, oh, that's the Swiss version, which was the most different out of all the versions of the Force Unleashed.
Gotcha. Anybody else had questions? I know someone else said they had a question. I forget who said it.
I got something.
All right, what's up?
It's Star Wars related because it's an actress. But what do you guys think of Natalie Portman as the female Thor? I think
that's
awesome.
amazing.
I think it's awesome.
So badass, and she has Mjolnir, and it's all repaired. It's all fixed. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be so.
I cannot wait.
I just like her a lot.
Yeah,
she can play a piece of dirt. I don't care.
Okay, Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman's my number one of all time.
Play a tree in the background. I'll still go see that.
Right.
Are you since we're on the Marvel topic? Are you guys going to see what's it called? Multiverse of Madness?
I'm going Sunday.
I don't know.
I will be there tomorrow.
I'm going.
I'm not going opening night.
4:00.
Poppy wants to take me, and he's like, I think I'm gonna hate it. And I was like, you didn't even.
I hope Miles is in it. I really hope Miles is in it.
Miles, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think Miles is gonna be their own.
They may not because it's supposed to be Jaden Smith. So
yeah, he just wants to talk about like the economic crisis. There you go. No, I think they're gonna save Miles for the second or third Tom Holland movie in the new trilogy, just because they're gonna like have his own spin-off, I think.
I'm just saying Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield should be in this one, and if they're not,
I think Toby's gonna be in it. Yeah,
he's dying. If he's in it, he's dead.
You think so?
Why do you think?
He's gonna get dirt. He's getting dirt in his eye. Natalie.
You guys don't know.
Natalie is the dirt.
Is like the biggest Spider-Man fan ever.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I could count how many webs he has on his costume. I think I drew him so many times.
When Nicky was a kid, I think he was like 3 or 4. He used to run around telling everybody, I protected you in high school, now I'm going to kick your little ass. And it was the funniest shit ever. Literally a little tiny kid running around saying that was the best thing. And then if you even mentioned that you were if I walked up to Nicky and was I'm Spider-Man, he would freak out. He's like, no, I'm Spider-Man. I start yelling at everybody. It's so funny.
We call him.
I remember Dylan gave me a toy one time from Burger King. You remember like the
Oh my God,
the Burger King toys, and I never. It's somewhere in my house right now. I have no clue where it
This
is.
man, he took a pen like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and made his own web shooter. I was like, okay, you're such a nerd.
That's fucking awesome.
Since we're on the topic of Spider-Man, I thought I would show this off.
Hold
I
on.
God, awesome.
customized that for my boyfriend for his birthday. I gave him a Spider-Man theme.
Okay, you're a good girlfriend.
Hold on.
$12,000 right
I
now.
removed her. I'm trying to put her as the only one on the screen. Hold on, I'm kicking it.
Oh.
This is okay. There we go. So I painted a hilt for his birthday, and it was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. But yeah, we have Spider-Man logo thingy, and then his little eyeballs.
Yeah, you want a job?
Do I want a job?
$12,000.
You want to come work for
But,
Champions of
yeah.
the Force? I'm gonna switch you to this. This is better. No, that's badass. What did you do
Thank
for the
you.
webs? Did you tape it off and then like X-Acto
Oh
knife
no,
it, or
I
did you have like decals?
I freehanded it. I mean,
What?
I just looked up.
Yeah, that's
hold
so
on.
much
There
work.
we
That's
go.
crazy. Wow.
That's awesome.
Freehand.
Wow.
I'm trying
Dude.
to not have it off the screen.
Do you have any
but-
sound fonts on it?
No. So this is actually no sound fonts on this. It's just the colors. But I got this from Kyber Sabers just off of Amazon, $80.
Yes.
You should only have
Easy.
red and blue color. Red and blue.
Oh my back.
If you ever swap it for another internals, I can hook you up. I found some Spider-Man fonts.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
So,
Oh,
fun.
you need to put the dancing music.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, your Pirates of the Caribbean fonts? Oh my god.
Oh, I know.
you saw that?
Love them.
Dude.
Yeah, they were cool.
You're
I would
killing
show
me.
you guys right now, but I let my mom borrow that saber for.
That's why I wanted to put
Dawson
Iron Man
yesterday.
in it, so you can have the Iron Man sound.
I could do that. I want to make a Transformers one.
Ooh.
I want to.
Oh,
make a
that would be so sick.
Imagine turning it on and you get the transform noise. Yeah, that'd be insane.
Hmm.
So that's the next
Shia
one.
LaBeouf just screaming, just do it.
Yeah, I could do that.
I do love that mine does it does have the Darksaber sound, which I totally flipped out when I got to that sound. I showed it to my wife. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I got it." She's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I need to get that NeoPixel Darksaber.
Did you make that helmet, or did you purchase it?
I made this helmet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
made this helmet. It is
Yeah.
more artistic skills, whatever. Amber, but
Yo, if Champions of the Force ever blows up, I'm hiring Amber and we're gonna start
Cheers.
selling.
cheers.
There you
to
go.
that. There we go.
You have a whole backstory for that character too. That video.
I
was sick.
do. Yeah.
I
So
love
and
that video.
actually something pretty cool. So her name is Kunu, and she's a part of Clan Tano, and so on and so forth. But more so the name, I actually have a hidden little thing named after her name. So Kunu, Coonu. I based it off of Plo Koon, Plockon. So just a little tip to the
There's
hat
a,
of Plo Koon.
There's a girl who cosplays Plo Koon
Right.
on TikTok. I don't know if you guys follow her. I don't remember her username, but it is so badass. She's got like the rings and it
Ooh.
like spiky fingers, and she's got the mask.
Very cool.
If I see, I just saw it today. It just popped up.
Send
If I
it to
find it,
me
I'll send
if
it
you
to you guys.
find it.
She's sick.
Yeah, but I
Um,
just thought it's a cool little homage to Plo Koon because
that's awesome.
that's the Jedi that found Ahsoka.
That's like her father figure. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, that's sick. Did anybody else have any questions before we get in?
Yeah,
hop on?
one more.
I won.
Amber, I
Sure.
give you my left kidney for the Spider-Man saber.
I would be open to replicating it potentially. So
We
if
might be
you
able to make
want
that happen.
yeah, no, really. I would be open to it, and free of charge, maybe pay shipping. But, other than
Nick is
that,
gonna
sure.
get his.
I will pay you.
his Champions of the Force
no,
saber.
really, no, it's all good. But yeah, no, I'd be open to it if you want to send me a DM. Absolutely, we can.
Of course, because I
We're
think I
gonna-
need it.
Yeah,
Champions of the Force
I would
collab
blame
right
you.
there. I'll provide the saber. She can paint it for you.
Sure,
Let's get it.
yeah, because this one doesn't have sound fonts, so if you got a fancy saber, yeah.
Champions of the Force, baby. Let's get it going. All right. Then what was your question? What was your
What
question?
do you guys' prediction on the first episode of Mandalorian when it comes out later on this year?
Oh my gosh, it's gonna.
So I'll go first because mine's really, really crazy. So I don't think they're doing a Boba episode or season 2. I don't think there's going to be a season 2 of Boba. I think he's just going to be like a He'll be a main character, but he'll be like a side character for Mando. I don't think he's gonna have his own show
Well,
again.
are they replacing Mando? What's his name?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think it really matters.
I need the voice though.
It's Mando. What do you mean?
What's the guy who plays Mando?
Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, he got fired, and they replaced him with the guy who's the lead in The Boys. Did you ever see The Boys?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That superhero movie?
No.
That show?
He also is Bones in Star Trek with Carl Urbana.
So no, the only reason I say I don't think it really matters is because I don't know if you knew this, but there's actually 5 people who do Mando. It's only Pedro Pascal when he takes his helmet off, obviously, but there is literally 5 people who do it.
Who does the voice?
Pedro.
Okay.
So like, unfortunately, but I mean, his voice is like.
I mean, we already lost Batman's voice like 7 times, so.
There's plenty of technology though. Like they used an AI to do Luke's.
Right.
So if they really care that much, they can use that again. Like, yeah, it's a little weird, but like
They did that with Leia too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman, what about the Flash movie?
They did Leia's daughter actually did her character in
really?
In what's it called? In Rogue One. It was her daughter that they deep faked over.
What do you say? The Flash?
That's right.
I don't know how they're gonna do it because Ezra Miller's like an idiot.
Well, he got
arrested.
He got arrested now. Like, how are they?
Well, it's like a Shia LaBeouf thing, bro. It's the same thing after Shia LaBeouf.
It's fine. No, DC needs it. He's probably one of the best characters they have right now.
The flat him?
Yeah,
not him. I don't like his.
Wait,
What are we talking about?
We're talking about DC right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are we talking about?
I mean,
I mean, we're an hour and 30 minutes in, I think.
Now we're getting to DC.
Wait, who's the
Started
best
with Star
character
Wars.
in DC?
DC, I like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I think he's got that comedic.
Grant's way better. They did my boy Grant so dirty.
Who?
Jake, I love you because
Grant from the TV show.
That CGI though, I don't know about that.
Yeah, the show might be bad, but him as the Flash is like the best.
I think if they put him, you know who I think should have played the Flash instead of Grant though?
Who?
The guy that played
cares.
Ash's first boyfriend. Her first boyfriend, I forget his name because he was blonde.
Whose boyfriend?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh my god.
The cop.
Reverse Flash's like great uncle or yeah.
I don't remember. I haven't seen that show in so long.
No, in the first season, how Irish.
No, it's not
Irish
that.
is
No.
Oh my god.
You can't say you know who should play
I'll
that?
look it up,
That
I'll look
one
it
guy.
No.
I'll look it up.
You have a phone. Look it up.
I'm on it right now.
He's
But
on
like,
his phone.
Reverse Flash.
Chris, you said you had 2 questions
killed
earlier,
him?
and you only asked one. What was your other one? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. So it was gonna be, how did you guys get into Star Wars, or how did you get on Star Wars TikTok? Because I know some of you guys don't have like TikTok yet, but I would like you guys to. I'll add you automatically. But how did you guys get to Star Wars TikTok?
So if you don't have a TikTok, just answer this in like how you got into Star Wars. I'll do both. So Star Wars has always been in my life. My parents raised me on Star Wars, and I kind of cling to it. I relate to it in very many different ways, like depending on the time of my life. And it's always been just like my release. If you guys go watch Funny Sci-Fi, they actually did a little clip where they on their podcast tonight. I haven't seen it yet, but they asked me to send them a 2-minute video like explaining what Star Wars means to me. So you can go see like a full description there. But yeah, it's just like my escape. Every time I watch Star Wars, it just takes me out of. It's like playing basketball as well for me. When I'm playing basketball, I'm not thinking about anything going on in my life. Like I'm focused on the game. And it's the same thing with Star Wars. It's like when I'm, diving into the lore, watching videos, Star Wars is so much more than just the movies. And a lot of people who don't deep dive into Star Wars don't understand that. And that's why it's so good. Like I was talking to my trainer at work, my new job, and he was like, "You really think Star Wars is the best trilogy movie of all time?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like there's just so much lore. Like, yeah, Lord of the Rings is really good. Like, Pirates is really good. It's just Harry Potter's really good. But like in its own ways, I just relate to Star Wars so much. And yeah, that's the answer for that. For Star Wars TikTok, I've explained this a couple times. Carly, Inquisitor Kula, and Master Allen, I saw all 3 of their videos, and Carly was the main one because hers was the first one that popped up. But then once my For You page started going down the Star Wars TikTok, I saw Inquisitor Kula and I saw how good he was. Like Carly's good, but he is like trained in martial arts. Like he is like insane. I saw one of his videos and I had purchased a AliExpress saber, no smooth swing, like shitty saber, and I just started practicing. I literally posted it a couple weeks ago. My first like saber spinning video. I was so slow and it was ugly, and just watching his videos and Carly's videos is what really got me into it.
Yeah.
What about you, Amber? You want to go next?
Sure. Yeah. So, growing up, it's always been a part of my life. My dad primarily, of course, my mom also, but we've always been a Disney family, if you will, and a Star Wars family. So when those two combine, that was wow. Plus Galaxy's Edge coming to life. But no, yeah, growing up, hold on. I've featured it on my TikTok a couple times, but that's young me at Hollywood Studios.
At the Star Wars
Jedi
Academy
thing. Yep, Jedi Academy. So, with our little retractable Target lightsabers and all that fun stuff. So, I've been Star Wars day one. And as far as TikTok goes, I really, during COVID, that's when I really dove a little bit more into Clone Wars. So that's, big hitter of that and diving more into that, of course, falling in love with Ahsoka. But I had TikTok when it was Musical.ly, and that, back many, years ago at this point. But, once Musical.ly was kind of a little bit of a joke, but, when TikTok really started revamping its whole brand, I'm like, all right, let's hit back on. And really 2020, May 4th of 2020 is when I made like my very first video of Star Wars, or one of the first. And that's when it started getting traction. And I'm like, well, this is fun. And I started diving more into the community that way. And I had a couple. Pardon? Oh yeah. No, honestly, this is I actually might repost the video that really gained traction. It's a funny video, but anyway.
Do it.
But yeah, that's me.
Real quick, we'll pull this up. Jake got me into Star Wars TikTok. I appreciate that, bro. He's been one of my biggest supporters. He's always in these podcasts, always in my lives and stuff. He's awesome. So
yeah.
What about you, Chris? Answer your own question. What was that, Amber?
You should have him on one time.
Yeah, definitely. We're actually working on it. So.
Yay.
So it started. It was like a pipeline for me. So I saw Treasure Planet, and I was like, "What is this? Like, I like this sci-fi stuff going on here, like this modern world, like pirate clothing and spaceships and stuff like that." And then Star Wars came out of nowhere, and then they started talking about clones, and I'm like, "So there's clones of you guys?" Like when I first heard about, I think I was about to start watching the prequels, but before the prequels, they were talking about they had a war with clones and stuff, and I was like, "You guys have to fight yourselves?" Like I was freaking out. I was like, "How did Obi-Wan fight another Obi-Wan and win? Like, how did that even happen?" And it started from there. Then my cousins, they brought a lightsaber over. I wanted to touch it, but he didn't let me because he was like, it's valuable and it had a signature on it or whatever. And I was like, one day I'm gonna get one, but maybe.
On the topic of lightsabers, I want to give a shout out to Chris real quick. Chris, show off your shirt, man. Check out. I don't know if you guys have noticed this.
I noticed that. That is badass.
So that's
go ahead.
Symbol right here.
Champions of the Force. You guys are watching right here.
Force. And then I'm getting a dog tag soon that has Champions of the Force. It was just I put this on today for Jake to see, like,
I love it.
What his shirt would look like if I sent him one. Well, any of you guys really too, since you guys are all in it. So I did that with the shirt.
Badass. It's so sick.
Very cool. That's awesome.
But so I think I'm ordering another one on Friday from Jake. Surprise me. So it's like a mystery box.
I got you.
Kind of thing going on.
I'm going tomorrow to send out the last of the first batch. With everything going on with work, I've been moving through jobs lately, so
You sure it's not the bad
a
batch?
little delayed, but
You sure it's not the bad batch?
The bad batch? Yeah, no, it's a good batch. All right, Dylan, what about you? I know you're not on TikTok, but what got you into Star Wars?
These three people right here. Oh, two people. My dad and my brother and my mom. I think I was like, what, like 4 or 5, something like that, when I went to my first celebration. And then after that, I just really started like catching on, like, and watching all of them, and really got attached and started falling in love with like the culture and like the cosplay and everything. It's a really good like community, like the 501st and all that, like seeing all the Mandalorians and stuff. That's a really, I guess, like if you haven't been to a celebration, you really just gotta get to one, like in your lifetime.
It's so
you
much
have to
different
get
than
to
Megacon. It's different than any other con. It's insane.
like when you go to Megacon and like different cons, like you see like Star Wars like here and there. Just like imagine like every single place you look is just straight Star Wars, and like it means so much, and you just like you cannot wipe a smile off your face. And the people that me and Jake have met, famous people, and same with my dad, and just how like nice the actors are. You really just like their work, and you just continue to watch the Star Wars series and just grow from there. Really
I always tell people that there's like, I don't remember a time before I knew Star Wars. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Star Wars is one of the first things I remember as a kid. Like, I don't remember anything before it. It's just always been a part of my life. It's crazy.
So, quick story I'll tell you about going to the conventions with these guys.
Punching your teeth.
When I had Jake, he was a baby, and I went to a convention and met Peter Mayhew, and stood next to him, got a picture with him, and he held Jake like this.
I was a little child.
Because he was only like not even a year old, and he was like held up in this picture, and his hand was huge. Just
Peter Mayhew is the original Chewbacca, by the way, if anybody doesn't know.
So if I can dig that out, I'll show you guys.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll post it.
All right, Nikki's there.
Yeah, go ahead, Nikki. What about you?
Well, I think after this I have to go because I have school tomorrow.
You're
but after I make this,
we're gonna end it after everybody goes anyway. So if you got to dip after that, that's fine.
I might get kicked out after saying this anyways. But for like the first half of my life, actually like a couple years ago is when it started. But everyone in the family would always talk about Star Wars, and I just couldn't grab it. And I was like, ew, what's Star Wars? Like, you're a nerd. And then I went to Disney. And I saw the Star Wars. I guess it was the show in Hollywood Studios where they have like the lasers going everywhere and the stormtroopers up on the stage. And I was like,
you're talking about the finale thing that they do at the end of the night that we saw?
Yeah, when you and Anna left me by myself, when you guys got ice cream. Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember
that. Yeah. No, but I was just sitting there watching it. I was like, when I get home, I have to watch every single Star Wars movie that ever came out because this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then
that was fun.
Then you were hooked.
From there on,
I think I cried a little bit during that show. That shit was insane. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, they do this like big projection onto the what is that thing called at Hollywood Studios? The theater that's right in the middle of the park. They like project all Star Wars stuff, and there was like fireworks and music, and it was
lasers everywhere.
Crazy. It's insane. Yeah. All right, Dad, you go. I feel like yours is gonna be interesting because you're like ancient, so
you're old.
He made Star Wars.
So I was 4 years old when Star Wars came out.
That's right.
Wait, how old were you? You 10?
4.
Oh, 4.
4 when Star Wars came out. I don't remember going to see that. I do, however, remember wanting the action figures. They had this thing called the early bird special where they didn't have any figures produced because they couldn't make them in time. So you basically sent in and you paid for the figures ahead of time. And they sent you this voucher and it showed you all the figures you're going to get. You didn't get them for like a year. So that was one of the first things. But when Empire came out is when I really got into it because, I was older then, 3 years older, and I was able to pay attention. And then Jedi came out in 80. And to be honest, my favorite at the time when I was a kid was Jedi because I was the most old. I was older then. And I really liked the Ewoks. And long story short, when I introduced Jake into Star Wars and he watched them all, his favorite was the first one to come out, Phantom Menace. And his favorite character was Jar Jar Binks.
Oh.
Who doesn't love Jar Jar when they're a kid, though?
Everybody doesn't like him.
Very true.
I think we should take over your podcast. I don't think you deserve
it. So I got into Star Wars that way, and I've been into it ever since. I grew up a little bit and had to do some adulting things, and I wasn't as much into it as I am what used to be, but I'm slowly getting back into it.
Guys, you disappointed me when you didn't go see that one Star Wars opening night.
I know.
You really hurt my heart. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
didn't see it in the theater, and I was mad at myself.
Don't worry, I'm getting them
3
back
weeks to
into
see it. Like
I'm
what?
getting them back into it.
Sorry, as far as TikTok, I only have TikTok because Jake made me get it, so I can watch it.
One extra follower.
Yeah, basically.
So-
Real quick, a quick story about me as a kid. When my parents were weaning me off bottles, where they didn't want me to use bottles, they were trying to transition me in sippy cups. Darth Maul was like the bad man for me. That's what we called him, the bad man. And when my parents finally decided, hey, we're gonna take the bottles away and not show them the bottles anymore, I always cried and asked where they were, and they told me the bad man took them. So
No.
Darth Maul stole my bottles, and now he's one of my favorite characters. Anyways, go ahead, Kenobi. What about you, man?
So, like, to my earliest memory of Star Wars was when I was over at my uncle's house, and this is in California, and I had never seen any of Star Wars before, and he's like, hey, do you want to watch Star Wars? This is really cool sci-fi space thing. I'm like, sure. I was a little kid. I had no idea what it was. And he showed, now this is when Blu-ray was, the shit, right?
Yeah.
He had the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy all on Blu-ray. And he's like, you know what? Just because I think you'll like this, the special effects more, he showed me Phantom Menace.
No, he showed you that first?
Yeah, that's the first one I ever saw. And that's one of the reasons why both me and my wife grew up as prequel children. And just like you guys said, like, I can't remember a time when when Star Wars wasn't in my life. Always been a fan. I've always loved watching the movies. I didn't have access to like the prequels or the original trilogy, like always growing up. And then when the streaming services started coming out and then Disney Plus came out, then I finally had access to everything. I was binging it constantly. And then for TikTok, really it was COVID. I hopped on when COVID hit, just something to pass the time. And for a while, I was just saving videos, whether it was a funny video or if it was actually something of Star Wars lore or lightsabers. And two of the first biggest accounts that I followed were Cole the Grey Ghost and Inquisitor Kula. And so shout out to them, really, because I saved so many of their videos and I was able to come up with my own way of saber spinning when I started based off of both of their techniques.
Right.
And then from there, I became really good at saber transitions and also really smart ass or snarky Han Solo videos. And that's kind of where I'm at now. So I don't remember a time when Star Wars wasn't in my life because it's been the greatest escape that
exactly
I've ever known. It's been the only fandom that I've been able to connect to. And, going to see like the premieres of these, like say the sequel movies at the El Capitan, I thought, oh, this is fantastic. All these Star Wars fans. But the thing that made the difference was when I started making videos on TikTok, it was the entire community that I found online solely just for Star Wars. I had no idea that there were so many people out there that enjoy the same thing I do, whether it was lightsaber videos or just Star Wars lore. So I really have TikTok to thank for connecting me to all the people all of you guys, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to go ahead and end it on that. I think that was a good question to end it on. I do want to say, everybody look out. It's not 100% going to happen or guaranteed yet, but me, Amber, and we may be doing podcasts for Kenobi every week. So stay tuned. As soon as I don't want to fully announce it, like we're going to talk about it, but once we're all on board, once we all got it figured out, we will like all announce it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
If you guys wanted to, we could even make a new podcast. It's up to you guys. It don't matter to me. Like we could have our own separate one if you want to do that. If you want to do it on here, it don't matter to me. But shoot me ideas when you guys get them. Other than that, thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it because Dylan, my dad, and Nikki, obviously we are all family and we all know each other very well, but it's their first time on. Chris, it was your first time on. Dave dipped out of here early, but thank you, Dave, for being here. And yeah, so if anybody has anything to say, that's it for me.
May the
May
fourth
the
be
force
with
be
having
with
me.
you. Yes,
May
may
the
the
force
force
be
be
with
with
Happy Wars
you.
Day, everyone.
Happy Star Wars Day. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
See you later.